All right, welcome back to our online post show. We're going to jump right back in. Malika, hit us again with that tweet that you left us with a couple of minutes ago.
Yes, definitely. And Dr. Swamy, this is directed to you. Indian secularism is strong and vibrant thanks to a largely tolerant Hindu majority. Internet Hindus don't represent the whole of India. And I wonder if you can elaborate on that. In addition to, I know you wanted to respond to a point that was made earlier about stripping of voter rights. So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you see, that itself makes the Hindu proud of himself, that it's because he's an overwhelming majority in India, that's why you have secularism. I think if India was an overwhelmingly Islamic majority, it would have secularism. That's at least from the examples we have seen. We have seen majority Islam of Kashmir. What has happened to those 500,000 Hindus who were driven out and still living in refugee camps? The population of Hindus was 32% of Bangladesh. Today it's down to 7%. It's perhaps one of the largest religious cleansing that has taken place, but nobody talks about it. In the state of Kerala, a Christian professor set an exam paper on punctuation, where he lifted up an article from a newspaper, perhaps without thinking, where there were some critical comments about Islam. And what happened, the local Sharia court, which is illegal, but it never exists, it nevertheless exists, they passed a judgment that both his hands should be cut off. So when that professor was going for a walk in Cochin, 4 boys came in and cut his hands off. Now, these are some of the demonstrations we see which affirms to us that it's because of the overwhelming Hindu majority of India that we are still secular, and therefore we want to safeguard that Hindu majority. In that context is what I have said, that we must recognize that the mainstream is Hindu, and after all, we partitioned India between those Muslims who couldn't bear to live with Hindus, and those who could stay. Now, it's not I alone, it is Dr. Ambedkar, there are so many other thinkers who have said very clearly that once partition takes place, it has to be made explicitly clear that this minority-majority relationship must have some connection with India's past. That's what we are redefining. And I say, what is wrong if a Muslim acknowledges that what is the truth, what has been proved by the DNA, that his ancestors are Hindus?
Zakir, I want to give you a chance to jump in here.
I just want to say that, it's all very well for us to say that Hindus want a voice and Hindus need to be heard. The fact is, discrimination against Muslims is a day-to-day reality in India. The Muslim community is one of the most backward communities in India. I know that they haven't been well served by the Congress's brand of vote bank politics and appeasement of the minorities, as Dr. Swamy would no doubt characterize it as. But, let's not run away from the reality of religious discrimination that exists. Of course, the Hindus are a majority. Of course, they're culturally assertive. Of course, the Hindu identity is dominant in the urban middle class. And nobody's saying we don't need a modern right-wing party. India does need a modern right-wing party. The difficulty is that India's cultural right embraces the economics of the left. The BJP increasingly does not embrace the free market and opposes free market reforms. That's a different story. What I'm saying is we do need a two-party system, a broadly left liberal party and a broadly right party, and those two need to exist, and there has to be constructive dialogue. My only point is that in a situation where discrimination is rife, where there is a lot of religious hatred, where there is a lot of religious intolerance growing increasingly, I think the time to assert Hinduism and to assert Hindu pride is not needed. Hindus are dominant. They are the majority. They have nothing to fear.
Well, Sanatan, speaking of religious intolerance, I want to step away from politics and go back to the media for a second. There's a tweet here from Atirith, and if we can get a shot of my screen here. Atirith, of course, is a former producer for the stream. He says India's liberal media is trigger-happy about Hindu fundamentalism, but unwilling to take on Islamic fanaticism. Would you agree with that?
I don't entirely agree with that. I do think that there's a form of, shall we say, politeness in India, which is that you don't criticize people outside of your own faith. And I think that form of politeness has been extended to the degree where people who are in fact not moderate are painted as moderate when they happen to be, when they're Muslim fundamentalists or Christian fundamentalists. A great example of that is the televangelist Zakir Naik, who's regularly feted as some kind of moderate when he's not. That said, my fundamental disagreement with Sagarika is that she characterizes the situation in India as much, much more dire than in fact it is. Is India imperfect? Yes. Could India do a better job of treating its minorities, particularly its Muslims? Yes, it could. But it's fundamentally a tolerant society. It is fundamentally a pluralistic society. It is fundamentally a society where people will go and cheer a movie star or allow a businessman to do well, or people rise to the highest level in all spheres of public life. Could it do better? Yes. Do I hope that it'll do better still in 20 years? Yes. But I think that Sagarika's characterization of it as a society that is deeply rife with all kinds of prejudice is, frankly, it sort of shows a blindness to what the reality of the rest of the world is.
Sagarika, if body language said it all, you'd be screaming.
Where is Sanatan living? I mean, he's living in the US. He should
I come to India all the time, and I've seen a lot of other countries.
You're looking at a situation where Shabana Azmi and Javed Akhtar, household names in India, cannot find a flat in Mumbai.
Do you really think that, okay, let me step back. Do you think that India discriminates more against its minorities than any country in the region, in Asia? Name me a country with a better record than India.
I'm not saying that there isn't tolerance. I'm not saying
there's
that
a ton of tolerance.
But let's accept that religious discrimination is a very serious issue here.
No one says it's not, but you have to have a benchmark.
Our lives, it's becoming, our societies are becoming segregated almost.
All right.
It's as bad as that. It's as bad as that. I think we really need to take a look inwards. You need to look at the exposés we've done on how Muslims are finding it difficult to find a place to live. Of course, there is growing tolerance as well. I'm not saying the picture is bleak. I'm not saying it's dire.
Okay, it seemed to me that you painted a very bleak picture.
We've got about 30 seconds left in the show. Subramanian, I want to give you the last word since you've been waiting patiently.
Let me say that a Hindu in Kashmir would find worse discrimination than the Muslim in the rest of India. So, I mean, I cannot deny that there is discrimination. But it's surprising that after 800 years of being a ruling class, the Muslims still find themselves poor and require state assistance to survive.
All right, and on that note, we are going to have to wrap up our discussion. I want to say thank you to Sanatan, Sagarika, and Subramanian. And we're going to run over to Malika now, who's got some other leads that she's following for us. Malika.